my friends, the goats, and we are at the Brandon Royal Manitoba Winter Fair, and we are going to spend the day going around and seeing what fun we can get up to here. Okay, Stitch, are you having a great time at the Winter Fair? Yeah! Is there lots of kids everywhere? So tell me this. Are any kids scared of you? No? No kids scared? No? Oh, but you're getting your steps in, you're having a good time? All right, high five, Stitch. Okay, so I am here with Tyne. Now, Tyne, you are dressed in very fancy clothes. And I am not a horse person, so educate me. This is, I'm gonna guess, is this English riding? Do I have that right?
Yes, this is English riding. This is all traditional clothing.
Okay.
That came from fox hunting, and so it's tradition to wear clothes like this, your jacket, obviously your helmet, your breeches, the tall boots. So,
perfect. Yeah. It's very sharp looking, very cool. So you're here today. Now, where are you from, Tyne?
Alberta, Canada, specifically Carstairs area.
Okay, nice. So you came all the way out from Alberta, and you brought your horse?
Yeah, this is Kainika BF. We just call her Kainika in the barn.
Okay.
But yeah, Kainika BF is her show name.
Okay, so Kainika is your horse. Now, do you come with more than one horse, or one horse is how it usually goes?
Well, in past years, I've brought more than one, but this is my main horse this year that I've brought.
Okay. Hello, Kainika. A very pleasure to meet you. So I assume you and Kainika spent a lot of time together, hey?
Yeah. We, my family's had her since she was just over 1. Okay. And she's 10 now. It's been a long journey with her. She's very sensitive.
Yeah.
So it's been quite a process to get her to be a show horse and comfortable with having people around her. She was actually feral when we first got her.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's been a long process, but she's super affectionate now. And
so you guys have probably really grown up together and learned each other.
Yeah, I haven't been riding her very long. I've been riding her for about 3 years now, but she's got very minimal showing experience. So I'd say she's very inexperienced.
She's inexperienced in showing. So you're here to show, and you're competing. Yeah, and how's it been going so far?
It was really good. Monday night, she did the night class, which was the Gambler's Choice, and she was great. She's never done anything that big, and she finished 8th. And that morning, she was 3rd in the meter 15 class out of 7, so that was pretty good.
Good job.
Yesterday, I made a couple mistakes, so she lost a little bit of confidence in the meter 20, so we're back to the meter 15, and we're just here to have a nice round today and get around and get her confidence back up.
So that's really cool to hear you talk, because it's you guys are like a unit together. And like when you said like you made mistakes and she lost confidence, like you guys are like one kind of unit, hey?
Yeah. So it's all about making sure she's comfortable and she's secure and she feels confident to jump, because they're pretty big jumps, right?
Yeah.
So just making sure she's comfortable.
Okay, and so you're from Alberta, so I'm going to assume this isn't the only place you come and ride horses. So how do you find our fair here in Brandon?
I think compared to everything around Alberta, it's very unique with all the horse classes they have, from the draft horses to the hackney ponies to the show jumping and all the western events with the barrel racing and such. And I think it's great variety of agricultural type things to bring people together from the province and all of Canada, really. But
okay, so that's just cool to know as a Brandonite to hear that we have, like, more so than other places, a really wide variety, and we provide a lot of different opportunities here at our show.
It's really cool to come and watch, and I think it's good education for the public, the general public.
That's true too, like, because even me as like a non-farm kind of person, I still have come here every year and brought my kids and all that stuff, so there's always lots to learn. Now, did I ask you this already? Is this your first time here, or have you been here?
This is our 3rd year.
This is your 3rd year here. Okay, are you coming back for the summer fair?
No, unfortunately, there's no jumping classes, so I don't have anything to bring.
Okay, so this is the one. Well, it was great to meet you, and it was great to meet you.
Thank you.
And best of luck in all the jumping.
Thank you so much.
here with Mark Friesen, who is the president of Assiniboine College, right? I got that right? You're not like dean, president? I never know. I'm never sure. So great to see you here. So tell me what Assiniboine College's role in the summer fair is, or winter fair, sorry, winter fair. I got ahead of myself. I'm being hopeful.
Well, they're both in spring, so it's easy to get them confused. Obviously Winter Fair is a huge event in the lifeblood of not only Brandon, but in all of Manitoba. And so the college traditionally has always wanted to be a big supporter, too, as the agricultural institution of the province. Obviously there's a big connection between ag and what happens here at Winter Fair. So, it's important for us to be involved. So we're a sponsor of a number of things, including reception tonight, the pork luncheon. Obviously we play a big role, obviously with respect to pork production in the province, and the farmyard as well. We're a sponsor for that as well. And then in addition to kind of sponsoring, our media production students have traditionally come and help out the fair with the production, like on the Jumbotron and that. So you'll see today, profs and students who are here, and they'll spend the week as part of, sort of live work that they do as part of their program.
Yeah. Okay. So what a great opportunity. So it's like a work experience almost. So people can come down, and there's the pressure. There's things happening at this time, and they have to keep up with it. And so we're kind of in kind of a media room back here. This is like behind the scenes. So tell me about this room. Like, you have Assiniboine College professors and students back here?
Yeah. Like I think when some people think about work integrated learning, they think about it in very traditional terms, like it's a 4-month co-op here or there. But at Assiniboine, every program has some component of work integrated learning. And so that live work is built into some of our programs in ways that, make sense too for the community. So Winter Fair is a great place for them to be involved, come over, spend most of the week. Just like when Ag Days is here, our agribusiness students are here for a good chunk of the event, right? That there's ways for them to be involved at a time that makes sense, as opposed to just an artificially blocked off work term.
Right. So it's not like an artificial work experience, and it's actually, and probably a lot of these students grow up coming to the Winter Fair, and this is like a really like near and dear to their heart experience, and now they get to be part of making it a reality for other children, and it's like a whole wonderful experience for them.
Well, you'd certainly definitely encounter that, right? Of folks who are here, today with us as adults. Who talk about what it was like for them when they were kids, and so there's a lot of nostalgia there. People want to be part of the fair.
So and it just really goes to show how the Winter Fair is really like a whole community event, right? And so to bring the college in, as a sponsor, which is obviously very important, because without sponsors we wouldn't be able to do this type of thing in the city, but then to bring in that community and make it a learning experience too is really great. So thank you for everything you do for the Winter Fair, so we can all enjoy it and bring our children here and have a great time.
Great.
Okay, thanks Mark.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, so I am here with Stephanie. Stephanie, thank you for chatting with us from Minot Tourism. Now, Stephanie, obviously Minot, you're in the United States, we're in Canada.
Yes.
I don't have to go into the whole situation about what's happening. Everyone's very well aware.
Yes.
But before we talk about that, do you guys normally come to the Winter Fair, or is this? You do. So how many years have you been coming here, or you're, Minot?
We have been coming to the Winter Fair for 3 or 4 years. But we've always come to Brandon it used to be a home show that we came up to every year. We've been doing this for 20, 25 years.
Okay, all right. So you're no stranger to this event.
Stranger, yes.
So how are you finding it this year? What's different this year with everything going on?
Yes, you know what? There's a little bit of everything. As with all things in life, there's people on different sides with different viewpoints, right? Some people are like, now isn't the time, and I'm like, absolutely, we understand that completely. But this relationship has went decades, and now isn't the time to turn its back on it. We don't feel like it's our time to say, you know what, we're not coming. So we want to come and say, if now's not the time, that's okay, but we're here. But we've talked to lots of people, including families that, are still planning to, make the trip. The exchange rate right now is rough.
And you know what? Minot has a special place in my heart. I'm here with my 18-year-old son. I have 4 kids, and the first time I ever took him to a zoo in a little carrier was the Minot State Zoo, right? And so I think, I'm not going to be the only Canadian that holds a special place, that Minot holds a special place for us, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? This is the other thing. That border goes both ways. My family, we come up here 3 times a year as well. Typically it's the summertime. But there are decades of people coming back and forth. And so, there's I have family up here. You know what I mean? I'm like that. Yes, it's a border, but it goes two ways, and there's a long relationship.
There is, and so would you say that it would be a shame to, given the greater political happenings, that it would be a shame for us to lose any of that relationship between our cities?
I would. The thing that I like to say is, again, we've been going back for decades, and there's been lots of up and downs between COVID and pandemics and whatever else. I'm like, there's been all kinds of, ebbs and flows, right? And so you go, okay, if now isn't the time, again, that's great. Things will change. We want to be here no matter what.
Yeah, and you know what? The only constant is change, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
It's going to. So what would you say if I came up to you and you said, you know what, I still want to bring my kids to the zoo, but I'm nervous. Like, I hear these stories of people being detained and deported and, all that stuff. Like, how would you answer that?
You know what? A couple people have talked about that today. And honestly, every time I'm like, okay, but has anybody talked to the human that's happened to?
Yeah.
I mean, so many, in each case, they've said, it's media or whatever, where you go, okay, is that happening? I've not heard of that actually, like, evidence. I'm not saying that a person didn't happen somewhere. I'm saying it's not the norm. We talk to people in our visitor center from Canada every week, almost every day this time of year. In the summer, it will be every day. Not one person has commented about saying we were detained, we were questioned out of the norm. We talked to our, the people in Grand Forks, all these other tourism entities in North Dakota. Not one has given an example of this actually happened.
Okay, so that's really great information. Like me, even thinking forward to the summer, I have a 6 and a 7-year-old. The zoo would be perfect, so much stuff down there. And so to have that fear taken away, right?
Right.
And you saying, like, we're all open for business. Basically, that's what you're saying. Minot's open for business.
Yes.
We're here. Everything's still friendly and good. Don't be afraid to come visit.
Completely. And you know what? Our businesses in Minot, our community, I'm not going to say depend on Canadians. Canadians are important to us.
Yeah.
Canadians are our friends.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of businesses. And the number one topic today in this booth has been our website, visitminot.org. You go there, there's Canadian deals. So the businesses in Minot have said, we want to offer a special deal just for Canadians. You need to have a Canadian ID to get it.
Yeah.
U.S. citizens don't get this deal.
Yeah.
There's deals on hotels, on restaurants, our children's museum. We have a $25 million children's museum in Minot that your 6 and 7-year-old would really enjoy, I promise.
And you know what, just knowing there's Canadian deals, because the other thing, political climate aside, is the exchange rate is pretty crazy right now. So that's got to be hitting you guys hard too.
The Canadian exchange rate is really rough right now, but I'll tell you what, our hotel rooms are less money. So even with the Canadian exchange rate, it's less than what your average rate is here. Our Magic City Discovery Center, so that's our children's museum, the average rate is $15 a person.
Okay.
Canadians tell me every hour that rate up here would be $30 a person.
Oh, easily, yeah.
On our website, we have deals for Canadians, buy one, get one half off. So I'm like, you can bring your kids to that and it'll cost you less than $30.
Yeah. Okay, well, this has been great. So the border's open, you're here, we can go there.
And we want you.
Yes.
We want you.
Minot wants us down there.
Do.
So I can't wait. Now I think I'm going to plan a trip to Minot. So
See you there.
we'll see how it goes. All right, thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Chelsea, and I have to say, yesterday was a pretty exciting day for me. It's not all bad news in the world, I have to say, because the Premier made a pretty special announcement about Parks Canada yesterday. Chelsea, can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so this year we are having free entry to all of the provincial parks, excluding the federal parks.
Right.
So yeah, that is your ability to go into any of our parks without any vehicle park passes or fees. Obviously, there's still camping fees out there, but the entry fees are waived for this year, which is really great. We hope to see lots of people moving around the province and, just exploring more parks that they may not have explored before. So
yeah, and this is, just with everything going on in the world, exploring your home turf is kind of what a lot of people might be opting to do this summer, right? So this is a big help, and the cost of everything is rising. So for families to have that opportunity to go explore and not have to pay, what would it normally cost to get into a park on average?
So we would have like day passes, 3-day passes, or your annual pass. So annual pass would be $44.50. You could get 2 vehicles on the one pass. $16.50 for your 3-day pass and $9.50 for a day pass.
Okay, so that's great, and like every little bit adds up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so, just to like educate me, around Brandon here, which parks are provincial and which parks are federal?
So around here, your provincial parks, the closest ones to Brandon will be Spruce Woods Provincial Park near Carberry, Turtle Mountain Provincial Park near Boissevain, Rivers Provincial Park, which is super close. The one that is not considered a provincial park is Clear Lake. That is a federal park, so just to kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, so just know that there's a difference between federal and provincial, and kind of be mindful of that as you go.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to exploring some provincial parks this summer with my little kids. So thank you. That was great news, and I'm glad to hear it. Thanks, Chelsea.
Thanks so much, guys.
Robinson, who is the, now let's make sure I get this right, the NDP candidate for the federal riding of Brandon Souris. Yes, I kind of cheated there, Quentin. So with the big news in that riding has been the recent stepping down of longtime MP Larry McGuire, right? So that makes this anyone's game at this point.
I thought the big news was me entering the race.
Oh, that was the next big news. The next big news. Now, I actually lived in this riding for almost 20 years, so I'm pretty familiar with it. I live in Brandon now.
I've been not right in the riding, but in the riding and just on the edges of it for 30 years now. Yeah.
So living there. So before we get into the upcoming election, tell me about your background. What makes you suitable for this role and to really represent the people in this riding?
Well, what'll be important to a lot of the folks who are gathered here is that I was born on a farm and I grew up on a farm and I went to agricultural college and I had a farm business of my own for 10 years.
Okay.
So I'm not guessing about what life on the farm is like.
Yeah.
I'm not guessing about what life in a rural community is until moving to Brandon just 9 years ago. I was in rural communities my whole life, serving as a United Church minister, meeting with people all the time, talking about the challenges of life. Also as a family therapist, talking to folks about their challenges of life. So I know the territory.
So yeah, so you're kind of like, I don't know if this is cliche to say, but like a man of the people, right? Like you've lived the life of the people you're hoping to represent someday.
You know, even if it's cliche, it's also true, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good to know. Thank you for that background. Now, my next question is, having lived, personally lived in this riding for 20 years, it's no secret that this is a very blue riding. Right. So now with Larry McGuire stepping down, that of course changes the dynamic of the riding. And so what's your feelings about that? Like, is it insulting to call you the underdog a bit, or what do you feel about that?
It's not an insult, and I wear the badge with honor. You know, there was an old rental car commercial that said, "When you're number 2, you try harder."
Yeah.
So everybody that's listening should know I'm trying harder.
You're trying harder.
And also, I'm not afraid to try harder because I also ran in the provincial election in Brandon West.
Okay.
That was supposed to be an absolutely 100% safe PC riding.
Yeah.
And I only lost by 79 votes.
79 votes. Oh.
Yeah. The odds were about the same.
Yeah.
And so I'm not afraid of the odds that I'm facing now.
Okay.
I can do it. Not only that, but because of that experience, I know more people. More people know me. And I've been getting such a groundswell of support throughout the whole the whole of the riding, actually.
Okay, Quentin, I don't want to be mean, but I'm a city slicker, even though I lived rurally for 20 years, you know, like born a city slicker. So could you take me, you know, you're a man of the farm, could you show me around some of this stuff and teach me some farm things?
Absolutely. That's not mean at all. That's taking me to my wheelhouse. I love it.
Your wheelhouse? Okay. Well, it is not my wheelhouse, so please educate me.
Let's go and learn.
Okay. Okay, Quentin, here we go. You're about to learn how little I know. So behind us, we have these gorgeous-looking horses.
Yes.
Now, something deep in my brain is saying a Clydesdale.
Something deep in your
that
brain
right?
is really
Is that right?
working.
Okay,
Absolutely,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
Unless I miss my guess entirely.
Unless we're both wrong. So, but here's my question. Like, you know, you see how much work and time and energy and effort goes into all this. What's something that a farmer that has horses like this or whatever might be worried about right now? Like, what's some of the concerns they might be facing in this climate?
In the wider economic climate for agriculture, I mean, there's lots to worry about. I mean, the tariffs have really thrown everything into the blender, really.
Right.
We have not only the tariffs from the United States, but because Canada was trying to be on board with the United States in imposing a tariff on electric cars, now China is upset with us. And so they put a big tariff on oil seeds, canola, which is a huge export from the prairies particularly, and from this region, right?
So that's something that would be felt regardless of what type of agriculture farming you do, is felt cross-industry.
Right. Yeah. Anyone who's growing grains and oil seeds is going to feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Outside of that, if the folks who, not many people are making a full-time living out of Clydesdale.
That's true. That's true.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Some people do, raising, breeding high-quality Clydesdale horses.
Yeah.
But it's a sideline, something that is in the heart of many farmers over the years to raise horses. But they may have another sideline, or may have a main business, which would be grain growing or canola, or maybe pork producers. And there's problems in the pork industry because there's tariff from the U.S. and from China, and so that's a double whammy.
So so that makes sense to me. So like, I don't want to use this word if it's, you know, I'm always worried about saying the wrong thing, but the horse part of farming might be more like a hobby or like an interest, right? Like rodeo, stuff like that. What about like the cost of animals, like feed and vet medicine or anything like that? Are people worried about that? And that would be with any livestock, like cattle or horses or anything?
Yeah, it's you have to look into the details of what is being tariffed and at what level.
Yeah.
The devil's in the details, as they always say,
that's
right?
Yeah.
I think that while those are all significant, I mean, if livestock is your business, then the cost of veterinary medicines, like very much,
it's a big deal.
A big deal, yeah.
So do you worry for farmers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The farmers who have been around for a while, I want them to know I farmed through the 80s. That was my whole adult agriculture business.
Yeah.
And know that times of like things like high interest rates, when interest rates were over 20% for a while, anything like that throws the economics of farming up in the air.
Well, and very recently BSE, like
right. Yes, through anybody who survived through BSE.
Yeah.
My spouse and I we were goat ranching at the time, right?
Okay.
Our business was profoundly affected by that.
Okay.
So it really threw our market off by dropped down to about 70% of what it had been, right?
So even though you were goat farming, the BSE crisis affected you.
Because the Americans, it was convenient not to acknowledge that goats didn't carry BSE. They just said any ruminant animal can't come into the country. So we can see that, as in this case, where the tariffs are not fair in any way, at that time some of the restrictions on BSE were not fair in any way. And so it makes it very difficult when there's not a logic to the policies we're facing. And what it really means to me is in Canada, we have to, as much as possible, do two things. Build an economy, including an agricultural economy, that focus on Canada.
Right.
That how can we help farmers into ways of production that focus on Canadian consumers, so Canadian consumers can support Canadian farmers, which they do. Every day you walk into a grocery store and find dozens and dozens of people, if not everybody, looking, where's the Canadian food, right?
Yeah.
Consumers want to do that.
Yeah.
If we can help Canadian farmers to find ways in producing the things that show up in the grocery stores, then that's going to help Canadian farmers.
Yeah, I think the consumer is very motivated to help the local farmer.
Absolutely,
The local consumer supports the local farmer, period. And I think something that's really interesting that, for your campaign is that you have lived personally the reality of what farmers are facing today.
Absolutely.
So you have walked in those shoes in very recent history.
Yep.
So you can very much relate and understand from that, like,
aches for them. My heart aches for farmers right now, for sure.
Okay. All right, thank you. It's a very interesting time in the world right now. So I wish you all the best in this very quick, interesting, any man's game election we're about to have.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Quentin.
Pleasure to talk to you.
Shirt from West Springs.
Yeah, West Spring Purchins.
West Spring Purchins. Okay, Cody, I have to say, I think this is the biggest horse I've ever seen. I kind of didn't realize he was there, and then I looked back, and who's that guy? Like Paul Bunyan.
Oh yeah.
Right? With Blue, the big horse. That's kind of what I feel like. I'm a little intimidated right now.
Yeah, he's 19 on hands. That guy. He's a big guy.
Yeah, 19-1. So, as far as horses go, is this about as big as they get?
Yeah, well, there's been some horses that are 20 hands, but you're generally, for show and draft horses, you're 18 to 19 hands.
So is he a Belgian draft horse?
He's a Persian.
Persian. Oh yeah, Persian.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you can see, I'm not a horse person.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. Okay, so what's this guy's name?
This is Jack.
Jack? Yeah. Okay, so Jack looks like he's dressed, Jack and his friends are dressed up in their finery, which is really exciting. So what are you guys getting ready for here?
We're getting ready for the 6-horse hitch.
Okay. Okay, and that's out on the main stage?
Yeah.
Okay. And is this a competition?
Yes. Yeah. There'll be 2 6s in there. And then we'll hook it again on Friday night.
Okay. Okay. And so this is a lot of work. Like, you guys have a big setup. You're hauling all these horses down. So how big now is this a family operation?
Yeah, kind of. Me and my girlfriend are doing it, and both our families are here. So.
Okay. And so how big of a deal is this for a family like yours?
Oh, it's pretty big. Yeah. Like both sides have done it for years, and kind of. Yeah.
And so to have a venue like the Royal Winter Fair, would you say that's important? Like,
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a nice venue. We look forward to coming here. And
yeah, it's a big job. Well, these guys are spectacular and like real showstoppers, I would say. So hopefully we'll get a chance to watch them. And congratulations. Like, I can only imagine the work that goes into all this.
It's not easy. There's a lot of work, that's for sure.
Yeah, and then do you have, this isn't your full-time job, hey? Or
no. I drive truck for a company in Minnedosa as well.
Okay, so this is like this is what you do for fun.
Yeah. This is our vacation.
This is your vacation. So do you travel to lots of different shows?
Yes, we go out to Calgary Stampede and stuff like that. And there's probably 7 or 8 shows we hit in Manitoba as well.
Okay, all right. Now, I won't tell Jack, but do you have a favorite horse?
I don't know. Probably, I guess.
Yeah.
Bandit, he's a pretty cool horse.
Bandit sounds cool.
Yeah.
Bandit sounds cool. Yeah. Okay, well, congratulations and good luck. And good on you for bringing this to, the kids out there and stuff that get to see this. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. So your hard work really matters. Okay, thanks so much. Kim, I'm really excited to learn more about what you do here because I have to tell you my story. One day This is years and years ago. I was 10 years old, and my dad invited me on an all-day horse ride trail ride, and I said no. And I've always felt like I missed out on that.
You did.
I did?
You did.
Okay. So my guilt is justified. Okay. So to discover that you do that right here in Manitoba, because that was in BC. So tell me more about what you guys offer, and we can even walk around if you want, but tell me about what you guys do, because maybe I can make that childhood dream come true.
Absolutely. So we're located just outside Rivers, Manitoba.
Okay.
So we're only 20 minutes from Brandon.
Yeah.
Nice and close for you to come and do for a ride. We do all kinds of things. We do trail rides, we do summer camps, we do riding lessons, horsemanship programs, equine assisted learning programs, and stuff too. But the trail rides, that's something you really got to come and experience for yourself.
Okay.
The Cowboy Supper Trail Ride.
Oh my God. Okay, so tell me more about the Cowboy Supper Trail Ride.
So the Cowboy Supper Trail Ride, we have a poster of it up here.
Okay.
It's a 2.5-hour trail ride that we go on.
Okay.
Through the valleys, and then we come back to the ranch and we have a full cowboy supper, so steak and all the trimmings.
Oh, I see here. So 2-hour
This is a
trail ride.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 1 hour.
We got a 1 hour
$50.
trail ride, $50. The 2 hours, $90. And then the full day trail ride, now that's 4.5 to 5 hour trail ride. And we stop on the trail and we have lunch on the trail.
Oh my gosh. So would a city slicker that hasn't been on a horse in many years, on a scale of 1 to 10, after a full day ride, how sore would my bum be the next day?
You're gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But Epsom salts, bubble bath, come on.
Okay, so but it's doable.
Oh,
it's doable. So I could make my childhood dream come
You
true.
can make your childhood dream come true just 10 minutes outside Rivers.
20 minutes outside of Rivers. Oh my gosh. And so you run these, what's your season that you run these?
So we'll be starting up trail rides again here 2 weeks after Gang's Melts.
Okay.
Because that's that time to get the horses back in working mode.
Yeah.
And then we'll be starting up. So usually about mid-May we're in full force again.
Okay. Well, Kim, I think you're going to see me this summer.
I hope so.
I am really looking forward to it. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay, I'm here with Shannon from 4-H Canada. So obviously this is just, you are in your element here with all this going on, hey?
Yes, so this is kind of a great week for us to have this opportunity to have space at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair, just to share the message about 4-H and create awareness, and also connect with current 4-H members and 4-H alumni as well.
Okay, very nice. So 2 of my kids did 4-H, so you know it's near and dear to my heart too. So and I can see like the like the speech giving, and you have your different like your cattle and your horses and all that stuff. So I think it's a great program.
Yeah,
so,
there's so much great developmental opportunities and things that happen at 4-H that are soft skills that we really don't even realize that we're learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of maybe came up on you pretty quick because I got really excited because you have a cow here, but this is a teaching cow. Is that an accurate thing to say?
That is correct. So Clover is a Dystocia model cow that we purchased a few years ago. And so she's a learning tool, primarily for 4-H members that are in the beef program, as well as beef producers in the province of Manitoba. But she's also a great educational tool for events when we're at places like the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair, because it creates awareness. There's lots of kids that would have never had the opportunity to even see. So daily we have a little calving, the veterinarian comes, and we invite youth to come and help deliver the calf. So it is very realistic. The calf weighs about 60 pounds, so pretty realistic. And so just the opportunity to see like a calf, not an actual calving, but it's as close as you're going to get without being on a farm.
Without actually doing it. Okay, now I know I'm not allowed to actually deliver a calf, but can you show me how this works?
Sure.
Okay, so let's go over here. So obviously we're at the backside. What's the cow's name again?
Clover.
Clover. So we're at Clover's backside. And what do we have here?
So we'll just get you to put a glove on.
Ooh.
So this is an obstetrical glove that a vet would wear, or a farmer would wear when they're checking a cow or delivering a calf at home on their farm. So primarily what we do here at the fair during the week when she's not being delivered by the vet, we invite people to come and just check and see if it's ready to be born and in the right position.
Okay.
So you're going to reach in.
So Clover's pregnant.
Clover is pregnant and about to deliver.
About to deliver. Okay, so what do we do?
If you want to reach in and see if you can find 2 legs.
Oh, I see why the glove is so long. Oh, I think I feel a nose. Oh, I feel a head. Is that bad?
No, that's good, but can you find any legs?
Oh, I got a leg. I got 1 leg.
So you need to find 2 legs.
2 legs. There's your head. An ear. I've got an ear. I've got Clover baby. Oh, I can only find 1.
Oh, maybe it's underneath. Might have to rummage around.
There's the head. There's the leg. I've got 2 legs. Okay. So is this baby in good position?
So that means that it's in the correct position to be born in a normal presentation.
Okay. So if I was out on a farm and I felt 2 legs and a little head and some ears, I could be like, good, this baby's coming fine.
You could say, this is great, I'm just going to give her some more time, and eventually the calf, in a half hour or an hour, the baby calf will be born. If you get in a situation where the head is back or a leg is back, then you would need to help sort that out.
And so can you just reposition in there and kind of move that? Okay.
Yeah, gently, but yes, you can reposition when the calf is coming up the birth canal.
Oh, what a cool teaching tool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Shannon, for letting me,
Thank you for stopping.
help Clover here have her baby. I think we're going to have a successful delivery.
Yeah,
so all is well.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Shannon. So I'm here with Courtney, and Courtney, are you with the Western College of Veterinary Medicine?
I am currently at Brennan University doing the pre-veterinary program.
Okay.
And then after 3 years there, I'm going to apply and go to the Western College of Veterinary Medicine.
Perfect. Well, from everything I hear, you'll be in high demand. So
Yes.
good job getting through all that. Now, I'm going to have to tell you a little secret. I just delivered a baby calf or assisted, so I'm kind of an expert.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to kill this. So not literally, in a good way. In a good way. I'm going to nail it. That's the right word. So now this isn't quite as realistic as the cow.
No.
But what are we doing here?
So same as with the cow, you're going to put your hand inside the opening. You're
Okay.
going to feel for the front legs and the head.
Okay.
You're going to grab the front legs together in Superman pose, and you want to make sure the head is down. And
So this
down.
is how baby lambs are born?
Yes.
Yes, it's just like this. So you want to reach in, make sure baby's positioned like this, and then I can just pull it out.
Yes.
Okay. And no glove needed for this one, eh?
Not for this one, just because we don't have it lubricated.
So do you guys trick people by twisting it around and doing all sorts of things?
I haven't, but I have with one kid that just kept pulling lambs. So I'm like, okay, let's turn it around and let's see if they can figure it out.
So how many lambs are usually born at a time?
It's fairly common for sheep to have multiple pregnancies, so it's where they'll have twins and sometimes triplets.
Okay, all right.
So after you pull out the first one, you're going to have to make sure you're going to put your hand back in there like you did with the cow and make sure that there's not another one. And if there is, get prepared. Ready to pull another
All right, let's see what Mama Sheep, or a ewe, is that what they're called?
Yep.
A ewe. All right, let's see what Mama Ewe has going on in here. Oh, I feel little feet. I feel a little head. Head down, Superman.
Yep, you bet.
Yes! We have one. Okay, let's see if we have.
The second one. And the same, you're going to have legs together, head down, Superman.
Okay, I feel one foot. Oh, there's the other foot. It was kind of twisted, but we've got it. We've got Superman. Choo! Okay, could there be more?
Make sure there isn't another one. You feel anything else?
Nope, that's it.
You're good.
Yes, look it! We have twins or triplets. Something.
One
We
came
have
out
baby
already,
lambs.
the other one's
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Well, that's way easier than a cow, Courtney. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, that's it for us here at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. It's been a great day. We have seen animals, we've eaten food, we've seen horse jumping, there's people competing, people showing off what they do for their livelihood, tons of activities for the kids, lots of stuff for everybody to do. It's a great day. We got our steps in for sure. And we will see you later.